Hi, I'm Susie Drinks Dallas, and I'm here at the Second Floor Bistro in the Galleria Mall, the sister restaurant to Scott Gottlich's other creative product, Bijou in Inwood Village. What we're going to be doing here today is Jason Henry, GM, Master Mixologist, and Sommelier, is going to be teaching us how to make 3 holiday-themed cocktails: the White Chocolate Peppermint Bark Martini, the Elderflower Peach Sparkler, and Second Floor's own Skinny Segundo. Let's make our way in. So, which one are we going to make first?
We're going to do the White Chocolate Peppermint Bark Martini.
Dessert first.
It's very Christmassy, New Year's Eve theme, and I want to do something a little bit different. So basically it's a take on just a chocolate martini, but we're going to do basically a white chocolate with peppermint bark martini. We're going to do both a little bit of Ciroc coconut and Stoli vanilla, just to get you a little bit of that coconut and vanilla, help out with the chocolate. So an ounce of that, we're going to do a half ounce of just a peppermint creamed mint, and then a little bit of cocoa. So this is also a clear cocoa instead of a dark cocoa. A little frangelico to give you some hazelnut.
This is going to be deliciously sweet.
And then to final off, the best part is going to be the Godiva white chocolate. We made a fresh peppermint bark dust. So basically we're going to take peppermint, put that in like a spice grinder, and make that into a dust. Chocolate straws in there.
So here we have our first holiday-themed cocktail, the White Chocolate Peppermint Bark Martini.
Here, we will be open for New Year's here on the second floor. This basically,
yes, that's very important. They are open for brunch on New Year's Day and 365 days a year, as I've learned. So if you ever need hair of the dog, this is where to come.
And this is a real simple recipe, but you know, on New Year's Day you've had enough to drink. It's just basically just to freshen you up a little bit. Saint Germain is really perfumed, nice elderflower liqueur. We use it several cocktails here at the second floor. And then this peach Ciroc, which they use to macerate actually fresh peaches, gives a real nice touch to it. And then we're going to mix that up. Our dehydrated and candied orange peel there. So we're going to do an Alsatian rosé. So this is going to be a French Alsatian sparkling wine. Going to add that here.
Now, on a scale from 1 to cured, how is your hangover going to be after this cocktail?
I think you're going to be good. You just need some, some kind of greasy food to sop up some of that.
And I know that you guys have some of the best French fries in Dallas here.
Best
so
burgers
that's
as well.
A good side of it.
The Second Floor Blue Burger is the best burger in town by far. So.
Okay, so here we have the Elderflower Peach Sparkler, and as he said, it is Saint Germain, Ciroc, and remind me of the name of the champagne?
So it's a Lucien Albrecht, which is going to be an Alsatian region sparkling wine.
Okay, so if we can get Jason back over here. We're going to find out how to make our last one, and this is another one of the signature Second Floor Bistro cocktails named the Skinny Segundo. Segundo being the word for second in Spanish.
Floor, yes.
The Second Floor Bistro.
And this is more of our kind of a skinny cocktail. Basically, we tried to minimalize any kind of simple syrup, any kind of sugar used in this cocktail. You're going to get a little bit from some of the alcohol, but we're not adding any additional sugar. So we're going to try to stay around 100, 150 calories in this drink. So we're going to start off with a little fresh pomegranate puree. We'll have about a half ounce on that, just to give a little color, a little bit of that tartness.
Nothing better than pomegranate. Get those antioxidants in there in a skinny cocktail and it makes it that much better for you.
And this is, again, about a half ounce of fresh squeezed grapefruit juice. Little Lillet, which is going to be the Southern French aperitif wine. And you're going to go with an ounce of that. Top with Mexico's finest Herradura silver tequila. Half ounce of that.
A little bit of tequila. This probably wouldn't hurt for a hair of the dog either. A little bit of tequila, a little bit of wine.
And for the good sweetener, we use a Herradura agave nectar. So the agave nectar is going to give you the sweetness without the calories on there.
Okay, and we're going to serve this one over ice.
Top with a little Spanish Southern Andalusian region cava, and a little lemongrass.
So now that we've learned how to make the white chocolate peppermint bark martini, the Elderflower Peach Sparkler, and Second Floor's own Skinny Segundo, we're going to move over and we're going to talk a little bit about their Scotch flights, which, Jason, as you said, you guys have more than 160 options for Scotch, is that correct?
On total whiskeys, we have 160 total whiskeys. So Scotch, we have about 110 single malt Scotches at any given time, and then we have in several selections of some Kentucky bourbons, Tennessee whiskeys, Canadians, Irish, some Japanese whiskey, and pretty much got the largest selection in the Southwest, I think, of whiskeys. And I know that we were going to look at a couple of the flights.
Yeah, let's take a walk over there and look at them.
All right, so the second floor has the largest selection of whiskey currently in the Dallas area. We do like to showcase a couple of our Scotch flights that we have this evening. I tend to rotate those about every couple of months and try to highlight some different Scotches and different whiskeys that we're proud of. Basically, we're giving a taste sheet and give you kind of just a tasting notes, nose of palates of the Scotch, kind of exactly how the Scotch is finished, what kind of casks are used, what kind of regions are used. This currently is our tour of Scotland, which basically I kind of give to everybody that comes in that's a beginner and wants to kind of know about the regions of Scotland and do a little bit of a tasting of the entire region and get the different profiles of the waters and the type of temperature and type of demographics of where the Scotch comes from. We have a little bit more of a, I would guess, a Scotch drinker's actual tasting here. I would not suggest this for a beginner. This is kind of more the more peated and real smoky type of Scotches. Basically, you've got a Bowmore. This is a Coila. You've got here, this is our Ardbeg, and then a Lefroy. Basically, these are the smoky and peatiest of the region, basically because they come from the west coast and have to be peated, smoked, and then malted. But we have some different bourbon flights, different Irish whiskey flights, and kind of change those out. So each time you come in, we'll have a different flight, and you can kind of move around. And basically, instead of buying one, $60, $70 Scotch, you can taste through and start with these flights, which are basically $20 to $30, depending on the type of Scotch that you're using.
And how many different flights do you guys have?
At any one given time, probably about 10 to 12 different flights. We do rotate those out, monthly or so.
Okay, so again, thank you so much to Jason Henry, who's been kind enough to teach us not only how to make these 3 wonderful holiday cocktails, but he's also given us a nice tour of his Scotch and whiskey flights. So anything else you'd like to wrap up with other than the fact that you guys have happy hour Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and you can get $2 off martinis and beers, and then on Friday nights, half off entrees, and Saturdays, half off desserts. Anything else?
All day Sunday, it's half price any bottle of wine. So we currently have about 225 bottles of wine that we carry different selections and 30 wines by the glass.
Okay.
So any bottle, half off, all day Sunday.
Well, you've got it. Again, I'll see you all here on New Year's Day to have one of these lovely holiday drinks to, give myself a little hair of the dog. And thank you for joining us today at the Second Floor Bistro. And thanks again to Jason.